The issue that I will be discussing today is dual credit students and the impact on student affairs professionals. In January of 2014, I was asked by the executive director of University College at UT Arlington to be one of about 8 instructors for the PASS class, Potential for Academic Success Seminar. At the time, this was a class that was required for first-year students in their second semester who had below a 2.0 GPA after the end of their first semester. One of the first assignments I had the students do was a reflection piece on what had happened the previous semester and why they thought they were in this class. While each one was very interesting to read, there was one that has stayed with me. It was the reflection piece of a young woman who had done dual credit classes in high school and graduated with her high school diploma and associate's degree at 17. When she enrolled at UT Arlington, her classes were with upperclassmen. She had no way of relating to her classmates. It was interesting for me to see that she attributed the age difference as one of the primary reasons why she was not successful in her first semester. Later in the semester, she confided in me that she regretted her dual enrollment program and did not see it as a benefit for her. This student's story has stayed with me and was part of the inspiration for this project. This past February, I attended a session at the First Year Experience Conference given by Dr. Tobolowski, a faculty member in the Education Department at UT Arlington. She is currently doing research on dual credit students, and she presented on dual credit students and their first year experience. Her research is currently under review for publication. I have included the reference information for anyone that might be interested in her research. It was her FYE presentation and the discussion that ensued during that session, combined with my experience teaching, that I have developed an interest in dual credit students and their experiences in college. This presentation will cover what dual enrollment is, the populations it can benefit, the potential negatives of the program, the implications for student affairs practitioners, and my recommendations going forward. What is dual enrollment? Dual enrollment is a program for high school students who are enrolled in college courses, completing the same assignments as college students. At the end of the semester, a final grade goes on a college transcript and can be applied to a college degree. Dual enrollment has increased significantly since the 1990s. It is not the same as advanced placement or international baccalaureate credits. Dual enrollment courses are college courses rather than high school classes that have included college-level material. Dual enrollment classes can be taught in high schools or on college campuses. Instructors can be high school teachers who qualify as adjunct professors or college faculty. As of the 2002-2003 school year, 71% of high schools nationally offered a dual enrollment opportunity. Approximately 800,000 students during that school year had taken at least one college course. Dual enrollment began as a program aimed at high-achieving students and has evolved to appeal to a wider variety of students. This is just one more version of the freestyle education that Dr. Kruger spoke about in his presentation. Dual credit programs offer another option for students to pursue a tailor-made education. What benefits does dual enrollment provide? The City University of New York implemented a dual enrollment program called College Now. It specifically targeted disadvantaged students and underprepared students. The program provided opportunities to improve fundamental skills needed for full college enrollment. An internal evaluation found that participants in College Now earned more credits during their first year of college and were more likely to persist into the third semester than their peers who did not participate in dual enrollment programs. There are also institutional benefits. Dual credit programs benefit institutions in the relationships that are developed between colleges and high schools. It provides an opportunity to discuss college preparedness and curriculum alignment. This is one way to better prepare students for college success. The focus of dual enrollment has evolved to focus on underrepresented populations. In one nationwide study, it was found that dual enrollment is seen as one of the top priorities in 17 states as a pathway to success for students. Preparation for college tends to be lower for first-generation students. Research has showed that a rigorous high school curriculum helps prepare these students for college. Providing this curriculum is not easy in some of the poorly funded high schools where first-generation students tend to come from. Dual enrollment programs offer a way to challenge that. Just as dual enrollment benefits first-generation students, these programs benefit underprepared students and low socioeconomic status students, especially considering these identities frequently overlap. The expansion of these programs and additional support from both high school and higher education administrations could significantly impact access to these student populations to earning college degrees. Dual enrollment has been found to have positive impacts on a student's academic success. Dual credit students tend to have higher GPAs and are less likely to take a remedial course in college than their non-participant peers. As we are aware, engagement during college is a key aspect to academic success. Proponents of dual enrollment advocate these programs serve as a way to impact disengagement in high school, which carries over to an increase in engagement in college. Researchers have found that participation in dual enrollment is positively related to persistence and degree attainment. This graph shows us the persistence to the second term of the first year in college as a full-time student and persistence to the second year as a full-time student. What are the negatives of dual enrollment? Half of students at two-year colleges and 40% of students at four-year colleges are enrolled in remedial courses. I would think there would be an overlap in these students with students that participated in dual enrollment programs. My concern is participants in these programs are possibly pushed into courses they are not adequately prepared for upon full-time enrollment in college. Going back to the brief story I shared about the young woman in my past class and her experience, I think it is evident more research is needed in the area of social development, both as dual enrollment students and full-time enrollment students. These students have different needs than beginning college students. This issue becomes even more salient as high schools begin to expand the programs further in high schools to freshmen and sophomores, such as has happened in Virginia schools. One argument is that these programs detract from the value of a degree, the aspects that cultivate the habits of mind and the moral and ethical values that are sought by employers, graduate schools, and professional programs. While it is important to increase the number of degrees achieved, it is also important to increase high-quality degrees. Another challenge of these programs is the outcomes do appear to be impacted by where students enroll in college full-time. The significant benefits for these students are higher at more selective universities over students that attend less selective universities. When the phenomenon of undermatching is taken into account, this could be an additional hurdle for underrepresented students. Lastly, I think the success of students when they enroll in college full-time is affected by the number of credits they are allowed to transfer in. This was one of the discussion pieces of the Student Affairs educators at the FYE conference. There are some institutions that have begun limiting the number of credits students are allowed to bring in after high school. This has both positive and negative implications, in my opinion. While it will provide students with more opportunity to engage in their college experience, it also means that students must bear the financial burden of tuition for a longer period of time. The success of students participating in dual credit programs is impacted by the physical location of where the class is taken. Students whose classes are in their high school do not achieve at the same level as their peers taking dual enrollment classes at a 2- or 4-year college campus. As dual credit courses are now being offered in an online environment, such as those provided by UT Arlington, this could be another disadvantage for students participating in these programs. So where do we go from here? One of the key recommendations for institutions regarding dual enrollment programs is the support services offered to students. This is a significant contribution that student affairs educators can assist with regarding this issue. It is important that both student affairs educators and students remember that despite having already completed college classes, being enrolled as a full-time student in college is a different experience. First, these students will need strong advising. This is crucial both for the courses they are electing to take, their graduation plans, as well as being advocates for any early interventions for students struggling academically. Second, learning assistance programs can help underprepared students through peer tutoring. Peer education has positive impacts on knowledge acquisition as well as student engagement. Next, I think it is important that these students have a first-year experience class. This will provide them with opportunities to connect with students their age rather than upperclassmen. It will also help them connect overall with their campus. These classes can increase their engagement while in college. Attrition of first-year students remains to be an issue, which I don't think changes whether a student has participated in a dual enrollment program or not. Counseling is another support service that will benefit these students. The development of dual enrollment students will be different than their non-dual enrollment peers. It is important these students know there are people available to talk through their experiences. Another opportunity for student affairs professionals to impact this issue is in research. Additional studies in this area can help to further support the student population when they enroll full-time in higher education institutions. One particular area of focus could be the transition from high school to college. These programs allow students to concurrently meet the requirements for a high school diploma and earn credits toward a post-secondary degree. Dual credit offers several important benefits to a variety of student populations, which leads to an increase in college success. Dual enrollment programs serve both high-achieving students as well as underrepresented populations. These programs contribute to an increase in GPAs, persistence, and degree attainment. From the research that I have shared with you today, perhaps the story of the student in my past class and her experience with dual enrollment programs is not the experience of the majority of students. However, there are some potential concerns for these programs, which may warrant additional research and program evaluation. These include the student development, a decrease in degree value, and the location of where these courses are taken. I look forward to seeing where Dr. Tobolowsky's research and others continue the discussion on this issue. I have left you with some questions to continue thinking about dual credit programs and their place in student affairs.